Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Thought for Thursday. As you know, Thought for Thursday is a part of Leveling Up the podcast. It's the portion of the podcast that we bring to you on Thursday nights for all of 15 minutes, where we hit some pain areas, give you some points in which you can address those areas, and we do it so that you leave here with tangible tools to work with, all in 15 minutes. I'm so happy that you're here with me. And our topic for tonight is, what are you going to do to get ready, to get motivated, to get prepared for 2025? I told you that earlier today in the teaser, so you knew what we were going to talk about. And I want to make sure that we are prepared. We get so busy talking about what it is we're going to do to start our resolutions. Well, let's start right now. Not necessarily with a resolution, but yeah, a promise, an affirmation, a declaration to ourselves to be better in several different ways. So, what am I talking about specifically? I'm talking about making sure that we start out 2025 better than we're ending 2024. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're ending it in a bad way, but I want us to be prepared to excel, to achieve even better and greater things than we did in 2025. So there's several different areas that we can work on. And the beginning of the year is always an opportunity to really step boldly into what it is you're supposed to do, into your purpose with intention, with confidence and clarity. I'm a reinvention strategist. I help women in their middle years to reinvent, to help to find their voices in many instances, to understand what it is that they are designed to do, to go after those dreams that perhaps they've put on the back burner. And in doing that, I know that preparation is key. You have to prepare to reinvent. You have to prepare to excel. You have to prepare so that you're adequately equipped to go for whatever greater it is that you're going for in life. So, over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you 5 key strategies to prepare you financially, to prepare you mentally, to prepare you spiritually and physically for thriving in 2025. All right. So let's jump right into it. What is the first thing that we need to do? Well, that first thing is make sure that we need to build a financial system. Make sure that we have our financial foundation set up to be free. So what are some of the things that we can do in order to do that? Audit our finances, know exactly where we stand. So track income, expenses, debts, and savings. Towards the end of this year, make sure you have a good handle on that so that you can start 2025 ready and prepared financially. Create your vision budget. What might that look like? So align your finances with your goals. What do you want to achieve? Think about that, and how will your finances support that? And then the third piece of that first goal that I'm talking about that first thing that you can do, is invest in growth. Whether it's starting a side event, a side job, whether it's investing in the market, perhaps funding your personal development in some way. Make your money work for you. That's what I want you to focus on. That is one of the best things that you can do in preparing to be ready for 2025, to be ready to excel, to be ready to go to the next level. What else? Well, something else you need to do, nurture your spiritual compass. Your spiritual health is it is your anchor. It is your anchor during life's storms. And the year's been a little rocky. We've seen a lot of stuff, and that's not even, I'm not even talking about what you may have seen in your personal lives. I'm talking about what we have seen publicly going on in the country. We know that 2025 could be a little rocky for us, right? Well, it's important to make sure that we have that spiritual foundation set, that we've got our anchor, the anchor that's going to pull us through and hold us tight in the storm. So prepare your spirit to navigate the challenges and opportunities ahead. Make a daily practice to read, to pray, to sit and think about where you are and to contemplate how it is you want to be better and what you want to do. Connect with your community, connect with other like minded people who are striving to do the same things that you are, who have that same spiritual foundation that you have, so that when you start to kind of slip off the boat and your anchor starts to lift up a little, they can help and secure it again for you and let you know to steady the boat. It's going to be okay. And the third piece of this is seek guidance. You cannot live, no man is an island by itself, right? No woman is an island by herself. That means you can reach out to others who are going to be able to support you, who are going to be able perhaps to give you another perspective, who may be able to lift you and align with you spiritually so that you're able, again, to navigate those deep and stormy waters. All right. What else is it that I want you to focus on? I want you to focus on sharpening your mental resilience. All kinds of tricks and trades are going to come at you and try to kind of force you off your game. And if you're not careful, they may just be successful. So the best thing to do to come up against those things is to prepare for them. What do I mean by that? You're going to have to perhaps do some growth in making sure that your mental strength is where it needs to be. So cultivate a mind, all right, or cultivate a mindset that can adapt and that can help to push you past those things that may, if you don't have the right frame of mind, may hold you back. Get the mindset that's going to push you forward so that you can thrive. So I've talked about some of these things before. Challenge those negative beliefs as they come up. Hit them with the positive things. For every negative, you have something great that has happened to you in your life. For every bad project that you've worked on, there's been something good, a good element of another project. For every disappointing meeting, there has been meetings where you've walked out in laughter and being happy. For everything in which you feel that you have failed, you have had successes as well. So combat those negative voices that are telling you that all of those things that didn't go the way you wanted them to are going to happen again. Combat them with the positive things that have occurred in your life. Commit to learning. We're lifelong learners, right? Make sure that we read those things that are going to help us to keep the right mindset, a positive mindset, a growth mindset, a mindset in which we want to pursue purpose, a mindset in which we're confident, a mindset in which we are determined to lay out the things that are necessary to help us to elevate to that new level that we want to get to. Embrace flexibility. Oh my goodness. How many of us have tortured ourselves because we may be a little stuck in our ways and we're not real flexible? Everything is not going to go ideally exactly the way in which you desire for them to go. Let's say that, yeah, everything won't. There may be some things that may, but for those things that don't, you can't let them break you mentally. Realize that to give a little is important in order to get a little, particularly in those situations where you feel like you're going to get absolutely nothing. Prepare for that change. Resilience is going to come when you see obstacles as opportunities. Let me say that again. Resilience is going to show bright and come forth when you see those obstacles as opportunities. And it's important, it's incredibly important to be able to do that. What else do we need to do? I talk about this all the time. When I talk about our core is what supports us. Our core is what actually helps us to be able to navigate the storm and to be able to do all of the other things that we want to do. If that core is not strengthened, then we can't do the things that I call the extremities. We can't pursue the dreams. We can't pursue the business. We can't pursue doing better because from the core, we're not strong enough to handle that. So when I talk about the core, I'm talking about physical health, I'm talking about energy. Mindset is also a part of it, but this is the second piece of it. It is incredibly important. Your body is your vessel for living out the life that you desire, for living out your purpose, for doing those things that you want to do, for excelling in those things that you want to do. So make 2025 the year that you feel strong and energized and capable. What are some things that you can do in order to reach that place? Well, one thing is adopt a sustainable routine. Focus on movement, focus on nutrition, focus on rest. Movement, nutrition, rest. All vital things to being healthy, all vital things to establishing your level of energy, all right? And vital in establishing your lifestyle. When you're healthy, you are able to pursue that lifestyle. You can live an abundant lifestyle. You can pursue having those things, those dreams, the business, the relationships, whatever it is that you desire. You can get to that a lot more easily or a lot more efficiently if your body is equipped to help you to get there. Listen to your body. I cannot give you a recent statistic that I've heard. I won't quote it, but stress is at an all-time high. And honestly, our bodies are not designed to deal with stress. And because we're not, that is why we are breaking down. We have to then fix ourselves to be in the best place that we can be physically and mentally in order to be able to handle the stress, to handle the triggers, to handle all those things that may come at us in 2025. So make sure that anything that's already bothering us, get those checkups. Make sure we get our vision checked. We make sure that we do mammograms, women. Make sure we get our physicals, our colonoscopies. Make sure that we find out what our levels are, our blood levels. Make sure that we know where we stand physically. All right. And if we know where we stand, wherever it is that we need to make improvements, then we can pursue them. Address any lingering health concerns right now. Don't wait for a crisis to take action. Because if you know, and I know you do, anything about crises, when they happen, you are not always in the best position to deal with them, right? You don't want something, and you don't want a crisis to occur in your body. If at all you can prevent that, you need to do that. So don't start out with elaborate plans of how you're going to cut 50 things from your diet. You're going to exercise 5 hours a day. Don't make unrealistic goals. You may need to take small increments in order to be able to build up. I learned that the hard way for years, 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 years. I did so many different plans, so many different diets. It wasn't until I took an approach, it was a hard approach. I had a strict trainer and definitely a change to my eating regime. But in getting healthy, it took me an entire year. I couldn't do it overnight, nor did I want to, because I wanted it to be sustained. And during that year, the mindset changes. During that time, your body begins to adapt and starts to crave those things that are better for it. So go about getting healthy and your physical health and energy in the right way. Find joy in wellness. Be happy with the fact that you are healthy. And trust me, being happy is going to come a lot easier when you are healthy because you feel differently. That doesn't mean getting physically fit is going to take care of all of your pains and sorrows. No, but it is definitely going to help you to be able to handle things differently and to be able to live life in a better place. All right, so we've gone through a lot of them. I'm a little over my 15, but I've got one more for you. What is the last thing that you need to do? That last thing, build your support system. Again, nothing that I haven't spoken about before. The people around you are your anchors as well as those, that we talked about earlier, making sure to have the right people around you to build you up spiritually. This kind of falls in alignment with that. You need a support system. You need somebody, some people, some venue, some way in which you have someone who can speak back to you, who can help you, who will be able to give advice, who will be able to be there and say, I'm here if you need a strong arm, a soft shoulder. You need that in your life. So what do you want to do? Make sure that you evaluate your circles. Make sure you have the healthy attitudes, the positive people around you. And if you've got negativity around you all the time, well, guess what? You're going to need to make some changes. Figure out who inspires you, who drains you, all right? And then be intentional about who you let influence your life and influence your day-to-day activities. Something else you want to do, seek mentors. I've talked about this before, particularly for those who are looking to start businesses or add something, anything to your life at all. There's someone out there who has perfected what it is that you want to do. Seek their advice. Be very intentional about seeking out people who are going to be able to help you to move forward. And the last thing is be a contributor. Offer support and encourage, because just like you need that tribe, somebody else needs a tribe. They need the resources. And when you give, guess what? You grow. All right? So let me run those down very quickly. What are some things that you need to do to make your 2025 start out in a good way, to be motivated, to be healthy mentally and physically? You need to prepare. First of all, do that assessment, build that financial freedom that we talked about. In addition to building the financial freedom, show your spiritual compass, nurture that compass, make sure that you have it in good shape. Make sure that you're mentally resilient, that you've got that established, that you've prioritized your physical health and energy, and that you have that support system around you. Make sure you have that support system around you. All right? So stay tuned, because we have some new things coming at the beginning of the year. I'll be posting about them, things that are going to help you to incorporate all these things that we've just talked about. A whole new coaching session begins in January. So listen out for details on that. And I never end the broadcast without talking about Miss Corporate America, your opportunity to build into a platform in which it will help you in business, help you and help to celebrate who you are. We have an informational meeting coming up in about 5 minutes here, and you can join in by going to the link that you see scrolling there at the bottom of the page, or by going to my Instagram or Facebook post and looking for one of the posts and then hopping in that way. All right. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure you do those things that you need to do to excel in the coming year. Do your assessment now at the end of the year. Go out and be confidently yourself, boldly. Know that your authenticity is what we need. Go out and touch something and make it better for you. Make it better for me. Make it better for those around you. Go out and do what's necessary for you to thrive. Again, thanks so much for listening.